I am here with Willie Epteen Jr. today. Willie, what's up, sir? How you doing? All right, we're gonna get you on there. Just 1 second. Willie, can you hear me? I'll be able to hear you in a sec. So, welcome to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and we are coming to you from the fabulous, city of Cleveland, Ohio. The weather is amazing today. Some summertime temperatures. I think it's officially summer. The summer solstice officially happened. So, it's a beautiful day here in the city of Cleveland. I'm interested in talking to Willie about how the weather is out in Texas. I heard it's really, really hot. So we're gonna get his sound working here in just 1 second.
I think it's working.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sounds good now.
Yes.
I can see you and I can hear you. How are you? I've missed you.
Oh, it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope show to listen to. How y'all doing out there in Northeast Ohio? It's been a minute.
I know. We doing good. How you doing? What's going on?
Oh my gosh. I can't even call how busy it's been for me since we got back from vacation.
Mm-hmm.
It's been crazy, and it's about to get crazier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, yeah. I hope that doesn't take too much time away from me.
No. You're part of the craziness.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. I like it a little crazy.
This I know.
Got a lot of stuff going on. Got to catch you up too. But how's the weather out there in Texas, Willie?
Hold on, and I'll tell you.
Y'all hit triple digits, right?
Triple digits. What do you mean triple? We got the comma in our temperature down here.
Oh, really?
Let's see. It is currently at 5:02 p.m. It is now 103.
Woo!
With the heat index of 109.
Oh my gosh.
And the next 5 days we have 105, 105, 104, 103, 103, 102. And then on next Monday, we cool off to a balmy 97.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So is it dry heat or just hot?
It's hot and humid. That's why the heat indexes are so high, because that's the feel like temperature.
Well, so what's the body of water that y'all buy that make it feel so humid?
The Gulf.
Okay.
Yeah, we're only about 5 hours from the Gulf.
Oh, okay. So that still makes it humid where y'all at, huh? 5 hours away?
Yeah, but it's not nearly as humid here as it is in Houston.
Uh-huh. Oh, really?
Or even in Louisiana for that matter. And Dallas-Fort Worth is a little different because the entire Metroplex kind of sits down in a plane.
Uh-huh.
So when it's hot, it's hot.
Yeah.
And when it gets cold, it gets cold.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little different. It's like whatever direction you're coming into the Metroplex from, whether you're coming in from the east, you're going to go down in a plane. Whether you're coming in from the south, you're going to go down in a plane. Same thing north and west. When you're coming in from Fort Worth, outside west of Fort Worth, you're going to come down in a plane. It's crazy how it works out. But yeah, I mean, it's August. This is the hottest month of the year. And or it's not August yet, but it will be tomorrow. It'll be 105. So what does that tell you?
My God, it's just kind of crazy right now that it's August. Can you believe this? Like, I'm just like, I can't believe this. This is August. Tomorrow's August 1st. I have an appointment tomorrow, and I'm just like, it's August 1st, and like the ball just literally dropped. Can you believe how fast time has went by?
Well, you know what they say: the older you get, the faster time goes by.
Well, that's not good because I'm getting older.
Well, it could be looked at a few different ways. I just look at it and I'm getting that much closer to being in heaven.
Yeah, you just don't want to fast track it though,
Well, I mean, we have no control over that. So I rest in the fact that whether it's tomorrow or whether it's 2 million tomorrows from tomorrow. I know where I will be resting at. So I don't care about the fast track. There are a lot of things, of course, I still want to accomplish. We actually just got word today, Rachel, that the travel group that we went to Cairo, Egypt with is making plans for Dubai.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So still some things to knock off the bucket list before I kick the bucket, but we'll see.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that you're ready. You're ready to go to Dubai. What, next year?
It'll be sometime next year.
Okay.
So we gotta replenish our resources. So anybody out there with deep pockets that's watching and listening, holla at your boy. Holla at your boy.
I don't have deep pockets, so I'm trying to be like you one day.
Well, I ain't got no deep pockets either. That's why I'm begging.
You
I
missed the worldwide Mission Impossible out here, Tom Cruise over there in Dubai.
Yeah, but that comes at a, you know what? There's a difference between a cost and an expense. When you go on trips like that, it's not just an expense, but it costs you. It costs you some stuff.
Yeah.
So you have to, I think what we have to realize is that if things are worth it, we don't mind paying the cost. I mean, the expense is going to be the expense, but if it's worth it to us, or if it's something that's a goal of ours, or if it's something that we want to accomplish, then we have to be willing to pay the cost. And sometimes that's involved in that.
Yeah, I mean, you pay the cost to be the boss.
Yes, and I encourage you guys out there to go check out my Facebook, because I just talked about the difference between being a boss and making boss moves.
I like that. I like
Hmm.
that there. Yeah, but boss moves, one thing that people should strive to do is travel the world and, have some experiences outside of North America, outside the United States, because, it's just, amazing how other people live differently. Societies are different. And, we just think about, how much here we fight against each other. If you're a Democrat, Republican, all the race issues that we have. And, you go other places and, see people might have those same issues, or they live in peace and harmony, and things are completely different. So, we always encourage people to, get outside, the state of Ohio, and see the world, and don't hold back and travel and, be around different people instead of just the local people that you're around. So,
Hmm.
like you said, it's cost to be the boss. So, I think, experiences like that are, worth a lifetime. And I think, they cost appropriately.
Yeah, and I know people, or I have known people. I don't know about to this day, but I've known people that are from Dallas. Dallas has a loop that goes around the city, 635, and then it turns into the 20 freeway, and it goes completely around the city. And I have known people that have never been outside that loop.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Hmm. Yep.
I want people to kind of travel outside the city that they live in. What area you said this loop?
In Dallas, it goes all around Dallas. It goes from DFW Airport all the way around to Arlington, where the Cowboys and the Rangers play.
Mm, mm, mm.
Never been outside that loop.
That's sad.
Well, that's what they want to do,
Yeah, but
or not want to do, for that matter.
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. You want people to want more for themselves than they want for themselves sometimes, but that's okay. So, Willie, let's go ahead and get into some Major League Baseball, man. We're approaching a trade deadline, which is coming up very, very soon. It's tomorrow, right?
It is tomorrow. As a matter of
Yeah,
fact,
so a lot of
this time tomorrow we'll be done with it.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff going on. The Cleveland Guardians just traded Aaron Savali to the Tampa Bay Rays for a different first baseman. So I'm a little confused about why that was done, considering what we have going on with pitching right now. We pretty much have no healthy pitchers, and you just got rid of another pitcher for a first baseman, in which you already have a first baseman, Josh Naylor. So I'm a little, I'm trying to understand why they might have felt like that trade was the best trade that they could possibly do for today, and what they might be thinking about doing at first base when you already have Josh Naylor there, and then you also have Josh Bell there as well playing first base.
But here's the question, because Savali is what, 5-2 with a sub 3 ERA, um, doing much better than I think some people may have anticipated. You're only a half a game out. You just split a series with the Chicago White Sox.
Yep.
And the team that you're chasing, you have pretty much owned them in the month of September the last couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And you make a move like this, and then you trade him to a potential opponent in the
that you played last year in the playoffs to advance in the playoffs.
Exactly. I guess my only question or guess would be is this: what is Aaron Savali's salary?
Well, his ERA is 2.34.
No, his salary.
No, I know. I'm about it
because the thing is that if they're not, I mean, if they're not cutting salary, or if they're not trying to cut salary, then what's the deal? I don't understand, Pickle. The deal, Pickle. What's going on?
Listen to this salary: $2.6 million for a 1-year contract with $2.6 million guaranteed. So they pretty much gave him away for a bag of flaming hot Cheetos and a Tahitian treat.
Tahitian treat. Wow.
Yeah, that's the best pop. Y'all got Tahitian treat down there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tahitian treat is bangs. I don't eat flaming hot Cheetos. I like Funyuns. So
Funyuns.
Yeah,
I ain't never been a Funyuns fan. So basically, Savali, it's not a salary dump. No. It's not like with the Mets, and the Mets actually just traded Mark Canha, former Oakland A, to the Milwaukee Brewers. So the Mets are obviously dumping salary, and of course they traded Max Scherzer to the Rangers over the weekend. That's dumping salary. $2.6 million, and with Savali being now going to Tampa Bay, is not a salary dump. I don't understand.
Yeah, and right now your pitching is up in the air because you still have Shane Bieber that's out. You still have Tristan McKenzie who is still out. So, I'm kind of wondering, like, what's going on? You're bringing up some rookies and you're getting some, quality outings out of them. But, nobody has really been set named to the rotation. So, one of the pitchers that you did have who is healthy, you get rid of them. Cal Quantrill is still out. So you had 3 out of your 4 set starters out due to injury. So Cal Quantrill, Shane Bieber, and Tristan McKenzie. And then you had Aaron Savali, who has been out himself, but he's been able to battle back. So 3 out of your 4 pitchers are injured, and then you trade the next one. So I guess they're cashing their chips in on all these rookie pitchers, feeling that, they can be able to get them through, such as Gavin Williams and Tanner Bybee and characters like that. I guess they're assuming that those players can actually get them through, what they're trying to do. Because my thing is, and I wanted to ask you, Cleveland Tate couldn't be here today, but with them getting rid of another pitcher and making some moves, is this team giving up or something? And you know what? I'm going to have you answer that when we come back from our break. So we're going to take a break really quickly. So I'm going to have you answer that when we come back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU and 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
The Gospel Music Historical Society presents Cleveland's Gospel Music Awards All-White Gala, Sunday, August 6th at the Cleveland Marriott East, 26300 Harvard Avenue in Warrensville Heights. Doors open at 4 p.m. and dinner starts at 5. This glorious Cleveland Gospel Star-Studded event is where you want to be, celebrating and honoring the best of Cleveland gospel music. Author and Fox 8 news anchor Jasmine Bailey is your host for this all-white affair, complete with food, fellowship, fantastic music, and of course, the awards. You voted, and the results are in for the categories of Male and Female Group of the Year, Solo Artist of the Year, Radio Host of the Year, and more, including the coveted Song of the Year with nominees Blessed Hope Missionary Baptist Church for Thank You, Faith Hairston and the Chosen Vessels for Blessed in My Storm, Linda Williams for Heaven,
That's your big old lemon water.
Mary Glover for Over Chili Jordan, Sensational Saints for Fellow Man, and Spiritual Believers for On the Right Road.
I'm on the right road now.
Also, the Epoch of Triumph Lifetime Achievement Award, recognizing the contributions of Pastor David Watts, Pastor John Twyman, the evangelistic team, the late Mrs. Gertrude Ribbons, and the late Reverend Earl Preston. For more information, visit www.gmhs1.org. www.gmhs1.org or call 216-513-4668. 216-513-4668. Cleveland's Gospel Music Awards All-White Gala, 5 p.m. Sunday, August 6th at the Cleveland Marriott East in Warrensville Heights. This message is brought to you by the Gospel Music Historical Society and 95.9 FM, WOVU, Our Voices United, Burton Bell Carr Community Radio.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and I am here with Willie Epting Jr. And keep in mind that you can always keep it locked here on your regular radio dial at 95.9 FM. You can also listen to us on the go if you download the WOVU app, and also you can listen live on WOVU.org if I didn't give that one already, and 95.9 on your regular radio dial. And always thank you so much for listening. And anytime you want to contact the station with any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always do that at 216-271-0959. And I'm here with Willie Epting Jr. We're talking a little baseball because the trading deadline is tomorrow. So you got a lot of stuff going on in baseball. I want to say what's up to Ray Bond, who's given us the fire symbols and also the muscle symbols. George is commenting it and told us that I just found out about the Savali trade in my encyclopedia of memories. It's ironic that the White Sox were only half a game out and suddenly played fire sale, and you never heard from them in that season. We don't need this situation because of what if we didn't trade for who moment, which here it is, may turn out.
Here's my question.
Never heard from them in the season. We don't need this situation because of what if we don't trade for who moment, which have turned out. So Mike says, "Yo, what's up? Go Cubs. The Sox are failing. We love to see it."
Yeah.
I don't, the White Sox are a team that I worry about. Cleveland now hates the Cubs because of what happened in the 2016 World Series. Well, we never really had a reason to hate the Cubs before, but now Cleveland has a reason to hate the Cubs. So, that don't matter, whatever. But, we still hate the White Sox more than anything because they're in our division. But going back to the question that I did ask before the break, Willie, with Cleveland making trades such as this, when you already have a depleted, starting rotation, does this appear that Cleveland is, throwing it in the bag? Or do you think we're still going to try to contend somehow?
I think this might have to do with the fact that they think they're still good enough to outlast the Twins in September. That's what I'm starting to believe, because the Twins haven't done anything, and it's like nobody wants to win that division. And at some point, Bieber's going to come back. We're hoping that Sticks comes back. Contrail at some point is going to come back. And if they can remain, a half game out, 1 game out, a half game above, 1 game above, by the time at least 2 of those guys come back, I would not be surprised. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go on the record right now. Northeast Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, and Cuyahoga County. I'm going on record right now to say that if that is the case, by the end of August, the Cleveland Guardians are going to win this division again.
I have some concerns, really. I just don't know just yet. You didn't have really, this isn't a season of, well, this kind of is a season of, you pulling up, some of these youngsters and they're actually performing for you. And this is that pitcher. Mike says, go Cubs. The Sox are, Mike says, go Cubs. Nobody wants to hear you crying about the Cubs versus the Guardians. And he said, blame yourselves. Y'all was up 3-1. Whatever, Mike. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. And Willie, stop shaking your head co-signing.
No, I'm just shaking my hand at my head at the fact that he's just telling what happened.
I know.
I'm not agreeing with him. I'm not disagreeing with him. But he's just
struggling because it's the truth. So right. I know what happened. I don't need it to be rehashed. I'm still struggling with what happened because things could have been totally different if Terry Francona possibly had pitched Ryan Merritt in the World Series over pitching Corey Kluber and was it Mike? Was it Mike?
It was Corey. It was Kluber. It was Clevenger.
No, he didn't pitch Clevenger twice in the World Series.
Okay, not it was Kluber and it was
Andrew Miller.
Andrew the Pillar Miller.
In relief.
Andrew the Pillar Miller.
Yeah, who had come in relief for almost every game, but pitched them, 18 times in 3 days. So that wasn't going to happen anymore. But, that's neither here nor there. Yes, we were up 3-1 and we blew that. Here in Cleveland, we never teased Golden State about being up 3-1 because, obviously you can see what happened and it happened to us. So, it's not something we ever teased, about it. Now LeBron, did his little Halloween party, but that was him. That wasn't the whole city.
That was the same year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was the same year.
So the city of Cleveland had an opportunity to have 2 championships in the same year after going without one for what was it 50 years?
Over 50 years, but also our indoor hockey team, our minor league hockey team, won the title that year in 2006. And MMA fighter Stipe Miocic, he also won his title in 2016 as well. So I thought it was going to be divine intervention and divine fate that we were going to have, a basketball and baseball title that year. But, unfortunately, it didn't happen like that. But us here in Cleveland, we never teased Golden State for being down 3-1. Like I said, LeBron did his party where he had like the 3-run, gravestone and stuff like that. But that was a decision by LeBron, because we easily saw how that tide turned when it came to us. But like I said, I put out there, we were not teasing, Golden State about that at all.
Right. And I mean, I don't think that really, because but I don't think that had anything to do with the downfall of the then Indians in that World Series. And that World Series, you know what? I remember it. I remember the end of it so vividly because that Game 7 was remarkable and how it all played out. And my brother and I had just started our the baseball show that you've been on plenty of times, Rachel, that I need to have you back on, by the way. We had just started doing that show, and I remember at the end of the game, we came back and we did a brand new segment, or actually a brand new 2 segments for the World Series wrap up, and we didn't get off that show until about 1 o'clock in the morning. But it was so much fun, and wow, I mean, it's like that was 7 years ago.
I know.
Golly.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. That's one of the times that I've questioned Terry Francona as a manager and his decision making. I don't know if you remember that one game playoff when they played against the Tampa Bay Rays, and in like late 2000s or whatever, late 2020s, and he pitched Danny Salazar. There was a 1-game playoff between Tampa and we got beat 4-0 by Tampa. That was a couple years ago, so I questioned that decision of giving the ball to Danny Salazar. I questioned, not inserting Ryan Merritt in the pitch in the World Series. Maybe he felt like that moment was too big, for Ryan Merritt. But, he performed in the ALCS, series just fine. So I always, one of the things is, since Mike brought that up, I always question that pitching decision. You know that I've done it with you plenty of times. But, I'm just concerned about, like you said, Guardians feel like they can win, but they have to outlast Minnesota. I understand that they feel that they can win the division, but what is the point of giving away all your pitching for the most part?
Well, I mean, what is Josh Naylor's contract situation like? I mean, is he going to be up at the end of this year? I mean, I don't really understand, unless they're going to use the kid that they just got from Tampa in some sort of trade swap in the offseason. And I don't know what his contract situation is like. I don't know if they're going to, if he's in the middle of a contract or if he has an expiring contract. All those things really come into play in terms of what they may be thinking about during the hot stove. But, with Cleveland, we expected their offense to be a little bit more dynamic than what it is when you sign Josh Bell over from the San Diego Padres. You look to build around J-Ram, who obviously is the straw that stirs the drink there. But he has no real protection in that lineup other than Naylor. And Naylor is what, 3rd or 4th in the American League in RBIs, right? So
yeah.
So and he wasn't an all-star, which is a travesty. But
I got his contract situation whenever you're ready.
Go ahead. I'm ready. Go ahead.
1 year, $3,350,000.
Who's this?
Excuse me. 1 year, $350,000. Excuse me. Josh Naylor, just a 1 year deal. 350. $3,350,000.
Oh, you said 3 million because the first you said 350,000.
Yes, I meant 3,350,000.
Oh, okay. So
1 year guaranteed contract.
And that, well, we know all of Major League Baseball contracts are guaranteed. But the thing is that if it's only roughly $3.5 million, again, that's nothing.
I know. They got all these guys playing for peanuts. One of the lowest payrolls in all of Major League Baseball.
So, is there a possibility, because Josh Naylor is having probably his best year, and going into the offseason, he may command, 16, 17 million a year. Are they thinking that they don't want to sign him to something like that, thus bringing in this kid from Tampa?
They probably won't sign him to a long-term deal.
Yeah,
and they're definitely not going to pay him no market value. Jose was able to take the hometown discount, but I have a feeling that these other players aren't going to do it. Josh Naylor isn't going to do it because he can have a big payday somewhere else. So, even though, Josh Naylor loves his team, there's no incentive for him to stay. He's not going to take a hometown discount. So he know he can go get that money elsewhere. So this will probably be the last year that we have Josh Naylor. So we only got the Naylor brothers for a couple more months, and that's that.
What if he ended up in New York with the Yankees?
Well, the Cleveland Guardians / Indians have always been a farm system for other teams, so I'm not. I'm not surprised. You know, all of our good players have went to the Yankees, New York, or LA, or something like that.
But think about from the standpoint of how much the Yankee fans hate Josh Naylor for.
Yeah. They don't care. They'll take him. They could care less, you know, especially if he was there, you know, hitting bombs for their team, which he probably would do, go and hit bombs, you know, but you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. And he probably won't be here next season. So, you know, that feel good story, the Bash brothers and stuff like that, that's not going to be here next year because Josh will be gone because he's going to make a lot of money elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of bet on himself this season.
Yeah, especially after that horrific injury. What was that last year?
2 years ago.
21. Okay.
Yeah.
Especially after that. I mean,
yeah.
I think
he didn't know if he'd ever play baseball again.
Exactly. That's that same injury that Dak Prescott had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So even still, I mean, it's still gruesome, and you still have to do some heavy rehab to come back from something like that. Because I just thinking about it in my head and envisioning it all over again. I think we need to take a commercial break.
Yeah, we about to. Zach said so. Before we go to commercial break, Paul Rubens passed away today. So actor Pee Wee Herman has died. For a lot of 80s and 90s children, you know, Pee Wee was a man and Pee Wee was everything. And you know, he's our generation's, you know, whatever, Barney. You know, what these kids like nowadays. You know, he was our generation for that.
Yeah, Pee Wee Herman, rest in peace, brother.
Yeah, 70 years old. So he was in 30s when he was entertaining us for the most part, late 20s, early 30s. So yeah, 70 years old. So rest in peace, Pee Wee. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
It's a celebration with inspiration. We want you and all your people to get ready to shout and praise with the Gospel Travelers for their 14th anniversary, happening September 24th at 6 p.m. at New Bethlehem Missionary Baptist Church, 6504 Woodland Ave. Hosting and keeping all the praises and shouting going is the very best Jade the Gospel Kid Williams. The Gospel Travelers will be performing their famous hits, Hold Out.
If you just hold out till tomorrow, if you just keep faith through the night.
Greatest friend of all.
I want you to know he's the greatest friend. Of all. He's the greatest.
And by,
you will understand.
But wait a minute, accompanying the Gospel Travelers for their 14th anniversary will be Cleveland's finest gospel artists, the Joynettes, the Starlighters, the Mondorian Singers, New Revelation, True Missionary Male Chorus, and Men Under Construction. Come take a praise break with us in the house of the Lord as we shake the walls in celebration at New Bethlehem Missionary Baptist Church, September 24th at 6 p.m. For more information, call 216-835-4344. This message is brought to you by the Gospel Travelers and WOVU 95.9 FM. Our voices united, Burton Bell Carr Community Radio.
Destitute for the thing.
All right, welcome back to Her and the Huddle on WOVU at 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and I'm here with Mr. Willie Epting Jr. Willie! What's up, Willie? How you doing, sir?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's different. There's a different song that's not Busta Rhymes that be like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, trick. Yeah, that's it right there.
So we were just talking a little Guardians. What's up with your team, the A's? How soon is sooner that they're going to make that they're going to be on their way to Las Vegas?
See, now we were having a good show until you decided to bring them into the conversation.
I'm sorry. Is it a sore point for you?
The A's have won 29 games this year. They have a run differential of more than I want to say it's close to 300, minus 300.
Well, they sucky. So, my question along lines was more of the business side of it. How soon are they T minus? How long before they make that announcement in Vegas?
Okay. Since you want to do that, that's fine. 2024. The lease is up at Oracle. No, not Oracle. It's O.ring. Something.
Mm-hmm.
But always and affectionately we've known always to me as the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum.
Okay.
The lease is up next year. They've already purchased land in Vegas. On the other side of the exit, let's see, you have like okay, for instance, you have downtown Cleveland. You have what is it? It's not Gund Arena. What's the name of where they put that?
Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
So Rocket, that place, and then of course Progressive Field, right? They're essentially that close to each other, but separated by a couple of streets.
No, just one street. Running down between the middle of them.
Yeah. So yeah, but in Vegas it's like, it's so out. Vegas is so spread out that it's a little bit more real estate, but the concept of what I'm trying to compare it to is what you would see there in downtown Cleveland with those two venues.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they've already purchased the land. I don't know when the stadium is going to be built. It's going to be a retractable roof. It has to be in Vegas when the temperature can get up to 110 easily. So, hey, Las Vegas A's. That's what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you said 2025 is when we can anticipate them playing in Las Vegas.
Yep.
So 2 seasons from now.
2 seasons from now.
So they got 2 years to get the stadium done.
Yep.
Don't you think they need to hurry up?
It don't bother me.
And get going on that?
They can stay. They could wait as long as they want to. I do not want to see a team leave the East Bay. I just do not want to see that happen.
Are you going to go to one of their last games?
In Oakland?
Yeah.
Probably not. I mean, who knows? I mean, my next planned trip out there is not, bless you. My next planned trip out there is it's not until spring break. So baseball won't even be going on.
Okay. Well, what part of spring break though?
March.
Okay.
Yeah, March.
Yeah.
So I don't see it happening. Now, when they come to play the Rangers, I may go check them out there.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I've gone to my last game in that arena.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yep. And it's sad. And then the Raiders lost that game on a game-winning drive by Phillip Rivers. Took them down, and they kicked the game-winning field goal at the horn. I mean, I was so disgusted that we ended up leaving beforehand. I didn't want to see it.
Well, these things happen, so it's okay. But that's just, you mentioned the World Series. We talked about the World Series of 2016, and to this day, I've not seen footage of Chicago celebrating, because as soon as the final out took place, I ran, and everybody that was downtown Cleveland, you just saw all of the Cubs fans to come towards downtown and stuff like that, and all of the Indians fans just trying to get out of downtown and avoid confrontations and fights and stuff like that, because people get crazy about their sports teams. So
Yeah,
you have
heard
people
about
trying to avoid fights and all that other stuff, but we were out, so I never watched any footage or anything like that. I watched the Rajai Davis home run, but it's really hard for us to watch that Game 7. So I understand, where you're coming from. And the fun fact is, it's funny because we were downtown at you guys got B-dubs in Texas, right? BW3s.
Be who?
BW3.
What is that?
Buffalo Wild Wings and Weck. Place known for like chicken wings and stuff.
Oh yeah,
like
we got Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had went to one that was right across this from the stadium or whatever. And then, when they brought Aroldis Chapman in, I just walked out the place because I was like, oh man, this is it. I ain't trying to see them win. So I was sitting outside, and then all of a sudden, we just hear all this yelling because, you're right across the street from the stadium, or, like a block down, and you can hear the yelling, you can hear the fireworks. And this man walked up to me because I was sitting outside, like how the fire hydrant sticks out of a building, like those two things that stick out the building. I was sitting on top of one of those, and he was like, if we hit a home run and tied it up, I'm going to hug you. And literally, once we, everybody, hitting their horns and stuff like that, dude literally picked me up, swung me into the air, put me down on my feet, and walked off. So he literally did what he said he was going to do. But, outside of that, I'm not able to watch the rest. From the, because you can watch it, Google and watch the whole thing, so from that point that they had the rain delay on, I haven't been able to watch that game because it's just so serious for me. So I completely understand what you're talking about, walking out and stuff like that. So let's talk a little football. So training camp has started for pretty much every team in all of the National Football League. So the Cleveland Browns, they're still in training camp, but they started their training camp at a spot in West Virginia called Greenbrier. It's a huge, like, kind of resort like golf club, and they decided to hold their spring training there, which they don't really get away from having spring trainings at different places too often. I know that they've had training camp in Columbus before, but to be away this first week like this, one of the things that has been said amongst media here is that he did it to bring focus back to football, because his team keeps getting inundated with different types of issues and scandals. So his first year was during COVID, and everything was very, very controlled, and that worked out well for the players. And after things got back to normal, you see that, the Cleveland Browns, and it being his first year, and he's able to take them to the playoffs. But you see once that, they're out of that control setting, how, things have just kind of went left to center. So that was done to hopefully bring the focus back and stuff like that. Right before training camp happened, 2 players had been robbed of their vehicles. Deshaun Watson got like 2 cars stolen since he had been here. So, things were happening. Yeah. So, oh God, yeah. Y'all don't call them the Kia boys down there in Dallas? That the guys that be stealing all the Kias and Hyundais?
They be stealing Hondas and Ford trucks.
Yeah, no. So here is Kias and Hyundais, because like the car insurance companies won't even insure those cars anymore, because of all the losses that's taken place. So here in Cleveland we call them the Kia boys. So they be out there stealing cars and stuff like that. So just messing stuff up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's real crazy, but it's like sports intersect life and stuff like that. So but stuff here is, so they have the players have had some issues happen with them. One player had his car stolen out of his like his apartment garage or whatever. So it's been kind of serious. So hopefully, he was able to, get them there and help them focus a little bit. They said that a couple, a couple fights had broken out in practice, but that's what happened. When you get these, players in pads and they ain't did nothing, for all of 6 months. So, they ready to go. And that's kind of exciting because they play in the Hall of Fame game, which is on Thursday. So football is back, Willie. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it is back. And, I often talk about this being the dopest part of the sports calendar. I'm like, I want to. I know we're talking about the Browns, but I gotta ask your opinion about this.
Yes, sir.
Because to me, it is glorified indentured servitude with these running backs and these teams that they do not want to pay these guys what they've done. And Josh Jacobs has left Las Vegas. He has not signed the franchise tag, nor will he, according to most reports. Jonathan Taylor from the Indianapolis Colts has just asked for a trade.
Yeah.
And Saquon Barkley signed that 1-year deal and messed it up for everybody. Mm-hmm. What in the wide world of Howard Cosell is going on?
I don't know. I feel like, running backs are, important because, here they talk about, letting Kareem Hunt walk and stuff like that. And, the possibility of what will happen with Nick Chubb one day, could Nick Chubb be trade bait to bring in some other stuff? So, we have one of the best running backs in the league here. And, all you hear is talk about trading him. So, I don't know what in gobbledygook is going on, but, it's something going on with these running backs and how the position is valued. I look at it, here like last year, with the issues that we had with Deshaun Watson and him not being able to play, and you having Jacoby Brissett, that there was a premium placed on the running game because the struggle to move the ball offensively through the air. So Nick Chubb was one of the most important running backs, all of last season in the NFL. So I don't understand how we kind of got away from that as well, too.
It's a shame because running backs, they want to devalue the position. But whenever you hear these analysts talk and these coaches talk, take, for instance, what Mike McCarthy is saying out here in Dallas. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball. And yeah, you can get anybody to run the ball. You can get anybody to pick up the blitz, but you can't get anybody to just be that running back that does everything, like a Saquon Barkley, like a Josh Jacobs, like a Jonathan Taylor. You can't. There's a reason why those guys perform the way that they do in the times that they do. Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing last year. I mean, you can't just stick somebody back there and say, "Oh, my back is going to lead the league in rushing." But then you have people like Jerry Jones saying, "Well, our back doesn't need to lead the league in rushing in order for us to be a championship contender." Well, guess what? It is more likely to have more of an effect that you will become a contender with that than without that.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And Jim Irsay, he reminds me of a slave owner. I'm serious.
Yeah, no, I want to hear where you're going with this.
Huh?
I understand. I said I want to hear where you're going with this because I understand based on everything that we hear about him.
Well, if we got to take a break, I'll come back after the break.
Yeah, we're going to take a break right quick. So we're going to be right back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Attention business owners and entrepreneurs. Join us for the Burton Bell Carr Business Break to learn more about businesses in the neighborhood, upcoming events, and opportunities to grow your own business.
This is DePaul Davis. I'm the Business Development Coordinator.
I'm Olivia Hughes, and I'm the Business Development Intern from John Carroll University.
And I'm Larkeisha Burns, the Business Development Manager. We are the Burton Bell Carr Business Development Team.
We provide resources, tools, and opportunities for businesses, as well as empowering communities one project at a time.
Our team understands the challenges that business owners face every day. Need help starting a business, finding funding, or growing your customers? Our team is here to provide you with the support and expertise that you need for you and your business to thrive.
But it doesn't stop there. We empower you with the knowledge and skills needed to navigate the ever-changing business landscape. Our workshops, webinars, and mentoring sessions will keep you at the forefront of industry trends.
Let us be your trusted partner on this journey. Together, we'll transform your aspirations into reality, turning your business dreams into tangible achievements.
Your business needs to be everybody's business. Call us today at 216-341-1455. That's 216-341-1455. I'm Larkeisha.
I'm Olivia.
And I'm DePaul. Call us at 216-341-1455.
We are the Burton Bell Carr Business Development Team.
All right, welcome back to Her and Huddle on WOVU and 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports. I'm here with Willie Epteen Jr. So happy that Willie could be back with us today. We have missed him. So right before we went to break, we were just starting to get on football. We talked some Guardians to open up the show. We're talking some NFL right now, and Willie wants to give us some thoughts about Jim Irsay, owner of the Baltimore, Baltimore Colts, excuse me, the Indianapolis Colts. I'm taking it back to when I was a child. So, Willie, you can go ahead with what you were saying about Jim Irsay.
So, Jim Irsay,
What'd you say?
Jim Irsay is he's a special individual. Did you hear what he said about Jonathan Taylor? Did you hear what he said about his business in general? He basically said that it doesn't matter if we sign Jonathan Taylor or whether we don't sign him. It doesn't matter if I die. It doesn't. None of those things matter. The NFL is going to go on without us. Okay, that ain't what this is about. The best player on your team has become disgruntled after having a year in which he was in the MVP conversation. And to make it seem as though he is just another person, you know what? I instantaneously understood the point of view from a boss's standpoint and from an employee standpoint at the same time. It doesn't matter that these young kids are millionaires, because when you're a millionaire, that means you're still working for somebody that has way more money than you have. And it's just like, yes, and it's just like us as employees in our jobs. We're not millionaires, we're thousandaires, but we're working for millionaires. And the reason why, look, if you don't think your employer has a plan B, look in the mirror, because we are their plan B. And the next person will be their plan B. And the NFL and these players are no different from us, other than the fact that their wages are significantly higher. And they have more opportunity to do other things because they make more money than we do. But at the same time, it's the same mentality. It is a pyramid scheme, basically, in the NFL. You're not going to ever replace Jim Irsay as an owner if you are an NFL running back or a quarterback. You have no shot at ownership in any of these franchises. Do you have a shot at becoming an owner at your job? I know I don't. I don't even. And if I did, I wouldn't even want that because that ain't my thing. But these NFL players and these coaches, a lot of them have aspirations of ownership at some point. I'm thinking, and to say that this dude is essentially just another person in your building when he's probably the primary reason why you're selling tickets to, what is it, Lucas Oil Stadium. He's probably the primary reason because your GM can't get the quarterback position right. You've had 4 different quarterbacks over the last basically 4 years. And the teams that you have put out there since Andrew Luck. Look, Andrew Luck has told us something without saying anything. This team was not going to protect me the way that I needed to be protected. So at 29, I'm hanging them up.
Yeah. And
that's Jim Irsay.
To save his own, health because of all the concussions he had. So, essentially, he was saving his own life.
Mm-hmm. So, you know what? It makes me so mad and angry at the NFL. We've seen all of the things that the NFL has been so hypocritical about. We've seen the NFL in terms of race relations or the lack thereof say one thing but do the complete opposite. We've seen these owners get in trouble in massage parlors. We've seen these owners get in trouble for taking illicit drugs. But you said something at the beginning of the segment, and it reigned supreme. Football is back, and we're going to still talk about it, and we're still going to watch it.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to see them be racist again. We're gonna watch qualified people get passed over for jobs and all that other stuff. So it's a revolving cycle that we go through every year. Like you said, at least the NFL is a model of consistency. The same bad things will happen to players, and people will be punished disproportionately and all that other stuff. So these are the things that come with the NFL, the BS as well, that we're going to be seeing over and over again, but we're still going to watch because we love it. So, players, know they get treated bad and, don't have guaranteed contracts, but guess what? They're signing up for some more of this. So, and one of the things is, it's just sad that the players in the NFL don't have the power that, the NBA players and Major League Baseball players, have over their ownership. Because it's I wouldn't say football is the hardest sport to play, but you put your body through the most that could definitely impact your life, and you get treated like you get treated terribly by ownership. So it's just amazing to see this cycle repeat itself over and over again, Willie, and that's just what it's going to do. And then next year, we'll be talking about this again.
Yeah, and we can't do anything. I mean, I guess we as fans could do something, but it's never going to change. And you don't think the NFL, a multi-billion-dollar league in football, a multi-billion-dollar industry, has not put the time, the resources in, and the studying in to understand that they have really an unbreakable product. They have an unbreakable product because when you talk about the concussions and player safety and, moms not letting their children play football, even some NFL players that have played the game, not letting their sons play football, it ain't going to matter. We going to still watch it. And that's the sad part. I feel sorry, and they want to say, well, why is Josh Jacobs not signing the tag? It's $10 million. Well, it may be $10 million to you, but to him, this is what he trained for his entire life. So what if it was you in your industry or in your company that was being significantly underpaid for being the best at what you do? It just so happens that he makes millions, and he's probably been a little bit smart with his money and is able to put some stuff aside and make some investments or what have you. Mm-hmm. And now his money can make a little bit of money for him. He may not be in a position where, or we're not in a position as thousandaires where we could just say, you know what, I ain't going to work today. We can't do that.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true, sir.
I'm done.
Yeah, no, I get it, but at the end of the day, I even said that the combine is like slave trading. You trying to see, how long, how high somebody can jump and how much can they lift. It's I've always said I struggle with the combine because it seems like a slave auction and stuff like that. Those are the same things that they used to do back then, little tests. So I've always struggled with that. But, football players, and then every year, they say that something is going to change with this collective bargaining agreement. We're going to hold pat. And then, they sit up there and fold. And it's just like you could have had so much more if you wanted to on this. So, but Willie, this is our time, man. It's an hour and it flew by. I'm glad to have you back. I thank you so much for being here today. And you've been listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. And we are out of here.
Peace.
Thank you, Willie. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Take care of that. Take care of that survey for me.
What'd you say?
Take care of that survey for me.
Okay, I will.
All right. Appreciate it.
I got you. Okay.
Right.
Bye.
Peace.